Is there a revival in Swiss stocks? How dangerous are structured products, and should you have them in your portfolio? Andreas Bluemke, we're seeing a bit of a renaissance or a revival in Swiss stocks right now. Why is that?
Well, Swiss stocks have always been our cup of tea, if I may express myself like this. We have one of the best and broadest research department in our bank. We're covering all the stocks in Switzerland, including microcaps that are not being covered by anybody else. And we're sometimes the first to discover a small jewel in the Swiss industry, be it in the industry sector or in the technology sector. And we are also able to bring these stocks to the stock exchange. So our clients are able to subscribe to IPOs before anybody else.
Why should a client pick a small bank like yours over one of the larger houses in Switzerland?
We're actually not that small. We're managing about 200 billion assets under management. So, okay, we're not one of the big two, but still we compete in the first league. We have, as I said, the broadest research, and our unique selling proposition is, first of all, this research. You may profit from this research. Not everybody has it. And secondly, we are also very good in structured products. One of the leader, in fact. For instance, with us, you can price a product, and within seconds you get 6 counterparties which will price you the structure that you asked for. And you may pick the one which has the best price.
What is a prudent role for a structured product to play in private banking clients' portfolio?
Well, it really depends, because structured products can either increase the risk of the underlying or it can decrease the risk of the underlying. So you may play it with a leverage, in which case you would apparent these 2 options. Or you could play it with a capital guarantee, in which case you would play it with a bond-like investment. It all depends on your risk profile, and it all depends on the market conditions. We usually try to fit 3 criteria, meaning that the product must correspond to the investment horizon and investment risk of the client. The structuring parameters must be in accordance. For instance, volatility must be low for us to make a capital guaranteed product, or the reverse, volatility must be high for us to offer a reverse convertible. And thirdly, the product must fit our view of either the micro view, or if the underlying is a stock, or the macro view if the underlying would be, say, a currency or a commodity or an interest rate.
Going back to the Swiss stocks, what would be a good way for a more conservative investor to get the same exposure without buying the stocks directly?
Well, you could play that with a structured product. It's called a reverse convertible. You may place a barrier for protecting your capital, place a barrier at, say, 30% below actual spot levels, so that unless the stock drops by more than 30%, you would get, say, a coupon. 5%, and your capital back. So as long as the stock doesn't drop by this amount, your capital is protected. Of course, ultimately, it remains a stock risk. If the stock drops by more than this barrier, you would get the stock in fine, and you would carry a loss.
What sort of volumes are you seeing in the market right now in terms of demand for these types of structured products?
It seems to be picking up. We see a lot of volume for products which play themes. For instance, we have what is called a Swiss research basket, which invests automatically in those stocks that we rate buy, and which disinvest in stocks that we downgrade, for instance, from buy to hold or from hold to sell. We are also going to launch a a global sustainable food basket. So this would also be one of the first products with a sustainable approach. Beyond that, there is always the sentiment in the market that some stocks are relatively highly valued, and people prefer to play them more conservatively with a structured product than going into the product directly.
Thank you very much, Andreas Bluemke.
Thank you.
That was FinNews TV in cooperation with Dukascopy TV. Please join us next time.